This is breaking news.
Well, right now we're following breaking news. A building at Avista Stadium is on fire, prompting a massive response this morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kalai Chalk.
And I'm Sam Adams. That fire now reported about 4 hours ago. That's when we first got word of that. We've been on scene ever since. NonStop Locals Noah Bolter live right now from the scene. And as we can see, that building's still engulfed in flames, Noah.
Well, and Sam, since we last spoke, I heard what you said, Sam. I went over and tried to speak with a public information officer to figure out if we know what's inside the concessions building that's currently on fire behind me. I was unable to get a hold of any public information officer because they're currently inside of the ballpark. They're working closely with Indian staff to handle this situation. We know that both the Indian senior vice president and their GM are here, both at a loss for words right now, heartbroken by the building burning in front of them. We don't know what started this fire, but as you can see, a lot of damage, a lot of smoke. It's closed down the road here. Havana, not even just closed from Ferry to Alki anymore. They've closed it down all the way to Broadway. And you can see firefighters working now. I walked around the other side of Avista Stadium's parking lot, and you can't even see how many Spokane Valley Fire Department crews are also here. But there are several trucks over on the other side of the parking lot. And throughout the morning, it's been moments between seeing flames actively and having so much smoke that we couldn't see the flames even from just a few hundred feet away. Sam, Kalai, that's the latest here at the scene. We'll circle back here in just a few minutes with the absolute latest. But for now, live in Spokane, Noah Bolter, NonStop Local.
All right, you can see that haze and smoke from Noah's live shot. Here is a wider extension of a live picture of Spokane. You can see we're really socked in. Now, if things were more clear, if we didn't have wildland smoke, you might be able to see a plume coming up from where Avista Stadium sits. That's what we're looking at. But again, you can't see it too much because of the haze. With that, let's get to Jenny. You're tracking this. Winds play an issue, but overnight you were tracking unhealthy air quality even before this fire started.
Yeah, Cly. I mean, we've been dealing with that for the last couple of days, and now specifically these metro areas are going to be hit hard because of just how thick that smoke is burning at Avista Stadium. And in fact, if we take a look at our air quality map here, you can see Avista Stadium in this green shaded box on your screen. But as we zoom out and we're monitoring some of this air quality here, we have a bit of an east wind, and already areas are popping up with unhealthy air quality this morning. This is a look at the Eastside Youth Center where they are in the unhealthy air quality level. Again, because they are sitting southwest of Avista Stadium, those northeast winds contributing into this. Lincoln Heights area waking up to unhealthy air quality. So that's the impact that we're seeing when it comes to that dense smoke just coming from Avista Stadium itself. We were already dealing with unhealthy for sensitive groups air quality, and now we're layering it on top of this.
Yeah, this picture, this map really just paints a picture of exactly the impact, not just that fire itself, but a wider range. And when you're looking at the entire inland Northwest, everyone is waking up to unhealthy air quality.
Yeah, that's right, Kalai. So as we take a look at the weather forecast here, a little bit of the shift of the winds here is really contributing to who is seeing the most of it as we're waking up. This is a look at our current wind speeds right now. And although they are very light here, direction is what we're focused on, just because that little bit of a push here can impact who is seeing more of that smoke in comparison to others. But in general, I mean, it is a smoky and hazy day here as we are waking up. We have widespread air quality alerts already in place because of the wildfire smoke that we have been experiencing the last couple of days. So this is due to unhealthy air quality in the region. If you are sensitive to this, you will want to spend more time inside rather than outside. As we take this live look over downtown Spokane, that thick haze and smoke in the background is making for a great start to the day, even though the sun has already risen. Our current conditions here, we are in the mid to upper 60s for Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. And again, you can see a little bit of that northeast wind here impacting that metro area, but we are in for it as we move forward here. Even thicker smoke developing for some areas. Look at how this is fully going to move as we head into the weekend in 10 minutes. Sam, Kalai.
Okay, Jenny, thank you. Meantime, in a crime tracker alert, a Spokane Valley man will now spend more than a decade behind bars after being convicted of vehicular homicide and vehicular assault.
And 34-year-old Jesse Rollier pleaded guilty to the driving drunk charge and hitting a vehicle, killing 2 teenagers and hurting a third. A judge sentenced him to 12 years in prison and 18 months of community custody after his release. Rollier was driving along Route 27 near Rockford in July 2024 when he crossed the center line and hit 3 teenagers head on.
Rollier told police that he had been drinking at a casino. His blood alcohol content twice the legal limit. New this morning, the Pentagon now says Venezuelan F-16 aircraft flew over a U.S. Navy ship in international waters in what's being called now a highly provocative move.
All right, and also this morning we're looking at a live picture from the monument in Washington, D.C. showing the Pentagon and impacts on that as well. The president wanting to rename the Pentagon building. We're following this story and also following new information regarding breaking news.
This is the new report right now. We're going to talk about this. The Washington State Office of Financial Management showing potential impact on tariffs on Washingtonians in the coming years.
Okay, so the report outlines 4 areas where we could see significant impacts if the tariffs go into full effect. Office anticipates higher prices, lost jobs, declining state and local resources, and slower growth. Washington Governor Bob Ferguson says the tariffs will cause price hikes and business disruptions, noting that Washington is highly dependent on trade and the tariffs could significantly increase prices for essential goods like groceries.
If you spend $200 a week on your groceries, you'll be spending an extra $128 per month on those groceries as a result of these tariffs.
The report also saying that the tariffs will lead to a 7% increase in clothing and shoes, a 14% rise in natural gas prices, and a 25% jump in used car prices. The Trump administration says these tariffs, though, will ultimately restore economic sovereignty.
Don't forget to tell them for the 50s.
That's 29-year-old Patrick Maisonette, the man charged in a string of burglary cases against celebrities in the Seattle area. During a hearing, he was seen flipping off cameras and cursing the courtroom.
Maisonette is charged with 10 felony crimes, including robbery and burglary. This involved the homes of several Seattle athletes, including Ichiro Suzuki and Richard Sherman. Also, celebrities involved being struck by those robberies, including Macklemore. Prosecutors had already charged Maisonette in connection to a 2024 Seattle robbery case, as well as a jewelry store heist in Bellevue. He remains in jail on a bail of $2.2 million. Pierce County prosecutors are now asking a judge to reconsider the sentence being handed down to former Sonics star Sean Kemp for a 2023 shooting at the Tacoma Mall.
He was charged with second-degree assault and received 30 days of home detention and community service. The charge stems from this incident when Kemp says he tracked down 2 people who had stolen from him. During his sentencing, Kemp said he shot in self-defense, but the state wants a more serious sentence because prosecutors say he intended to harm the thieves. A hearing for his sentence reconsideration is set for next Tuesday. The Trump administration is dropping a Biden-era plan to compensate airline passengers when an airline cancels their flight. The Transportation Department says scrapping the proposed rule aligns with its priorities.
Airlines across the country say they support the move, saying it targets burdensome rules. The proposed rule included compensation of $200 and up to $775 for lengthy delays. This morning, fashion icon Giorgio Armani is being remembered following his passing on Thursday, and a funeral chamber will now be set up this weekend in Milan, Italy, for people to pay their respects.
Stars shared how the designer touched their lives, including Reese Witherspoon, who posted this picture of them on Instagram. It was at the 2020 Paris Fashion Week. She was wearing an Armani dress, and in the post, she called him a great talent and a wonderful man.
Armani, synonymous with modern Italian style and elegance, he had been unwell for quite some time and was forced to drop out of a fashion show back in June, the first time in his career that he had missed one of his signature catwalk events. Over the years, Armani's brand had become synonymous with luxurious Italian fashion and the revolutionary design of the power suit. Meantime, the funeral chamber will be open at the Armani Teatro tomorrow and on Sunday.
All right, it is 6:39 now. Still to come here on Wake Up Nonstop Local. We're tracking air quality, and as you can see from this live picture, it's going to be a huge problem today.
Yeah, guys, not only are we being impacted here by widespread wildfire smoke, but also smoke from the fire that is burning at Avista Stadium. What you need to know to stay safe here ahead.
And a live look from Avista Stadium right now. This morning, that concession building still continues to be up in flames. It is now part of it smoldering. As you can see, those firefighters, all they can do right now is watch and wait because much of this building, we're told, is inaccessible. They're waiting for these flames to fan out. It is contained, as we've been told from people from inside the team as well as fire crews. But you can see the scope of this fire. We'll have a live update for you in just a moment.